Hi, my name is Monica. This is a part of my story. I want to tell you how I ended up here at the Women's Home for God's Pantry. I was lost in my addiction. I just knew the only way to get clean at that point was to basically turn myself in. I went to jail. I was there for a few months. It was just enough time for me to sober up. I just really didn't know where to start. I came home. I ended up getting employed by God's Pantry. They introduced me to Petra. Basically, even though I was still sober and I was working, I was employed, I needed more structure. So I was able to find that here because I still had rules I had to follow. When you're in the home, you had to do meetings, I did have a couple slip ups. Don't get me wrong. I tried to test the waters, of course. There was a time where I drank and then was crying because I felt guilty out there. So I was packing my things and Peacher's like, what are you doing? Like, no, you don't have to leave. Like, she gave me a chance. They did put me on a 30-day lockdown. Then I had to do 5 classes a week. Of course, I was mad at first, but you know what? I needed that. Like I said, if I would have just stood with different family members or just got my own place, I probably would have continued going down the wrong path. And that who knows where that would have led. So I just took advantage of all the opportunities that they offered right here, and they helped me get into my own place. And I was in a 1 bedroom, and I had just my one son that moved in with me at first. And then for that year, I saved up more money. I worked on my credit, and now I'm actually in a 3 bedroom in Claremont. I have all my kids with me. Staying here gave me a lot of stability, not just for me, but for my kids. And I felt like that was something that was really important, especially for my youngest son, like, staying with family members while I was in jail, stuff like that. So being here, it just gave us both like a safe spot, a safe place to be. It was like sometimes we would share our stories with each other, like some of the roommates, like things that we've been through and stuff like that. And it's like, just knowing where you're gonna go to sleep at night, not wondering like, okay, am I gonna have enough money to pay for my motel? But it's just like then we were able to share our stories and what we've been through and where we came from, and then it just makes you appreciate everything that you have now. Now at GP, I'm actually a navigator and I get to mentor others that have been through the same thing that I've been through and explain to them this is just temporary, and in the end, it's all worth it.